Happy Love Month. I had to laugh because this Valentine's Day, I'm frantically going out trying to get stuff on the morning of Valentine's Day because my kids have this expectation, as they do every single holiday that exists on the calendar year, where I have forever and always tried to give them the holidays I never had. And Valentine's Day is no different, even though I think it's annoying or I'll sit there and say I don't like it. I always go out of my way on Valentine's Day. And then I think they're going to forget, or, it comes so quickly. I don't remember what I did last year. And this year they requested another scavenger hunt. Apparently last year I gave them a scavenger hunt. And I do remember it. I cut out little hearts. They were all over the house. There were balloons. There was a scavenger hunt. And there always needs to be something at the end of the scavenger hunt. And this was a little bit delayed, a little last minute. Full disclosure, I completely forgot. As did all the men. It was mostly men. I think there was one woman in the line. But there's this adorable little flower shop on the street I drive every single day. And when I finally made it up there later on Valentine's Day, like every single year, the line goes around the corner. And I always think, what a stressful, pressure filled holiday. You are supposed to, because it's on the calendar marked with a heart, express your love to people on Valentine's Day. And so many people this year, I noticed everyone was putting out posts and these loving things. And I thought, oh crap, I'm way behind. I was behind in picking up the scavenger hunt ending gift. I was just behind. I also was out of money. So I was trying to avoid it. I didn't want to spend a bunch of money on Valentine's Day. And I went to the store first thing Valentine's morning. I mean, it was barely even light out. And I needed to pick up a couple of things. And I was so tempted because this is the first time I've seen Petit Fours. Come to find out, most people don't know what those are. But I was so excited. I was telling everybody they had them at the store. But Petit Fours are like little tea cakes, so little tiny cakes. And I wouldn't let myself buy those because I knew, for one, it would derail my fitness plan, my eating healthy plan. And then also I thought all of this crap is going to be on sale tomorrow. So don't go overboard. Your kids don't know, they don't care. But I got to the heart section, the chocolate hearts, and there were a few of those that were already on sale. And I start grabbing, and I'm overthinking, as I do everything. I'm overthinking about what to get. What would be a great ending? Where am I putting this? Oh yeah, the bread box is the ultimate ending spot. I did that on purpose so that I could fill it. But to fill it meant I was going to have to buy a bunch of candy. So I get to the checkout, and I happen to know the lady at the checkout. So we're exchanging pleasantries, and I go to put my credit card in. I say credit card, not debit card, and that's no mistake. I hit that point. I run out of money twice a month, and I've hit the point where I know how much money is on each credit card, and I've written it down so I don't go over, or I send Bootsy into the store to purchase things because she doesn't get embarrassed when the card gets declined. I was going to have plenty to go back and buy those Petit Fours that are going to be on sale the next day. And it's not accepting. Now it doesn't say declined. I think that's not politically correct anymore for the machine to tell you it's declined. It's just saying it's not authorizing. And I think that's to make you feel like, oh, there could potentially be something wrong with like the chip on your card or something. And I keep trying it. And I start getting a little hot because I am embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. I know the lady. I haven't been to this particular grocery store for a while. And I, I'm looking at my phone. I'm doing the whole checking. And I want to show her. I want to show her there's actually money on this credit card. She didn't really care. She goes, I'll hold them. You can just come back and I'll hold them. And I left there and I felt a little bit embarrassed. And this was the universe telling me that I needed to revisit. I didn't need to buy all that candy. I called the credit card real quick and they said, no, we sent you a credit card back in July. I said, but have I used it? They said, no, you've just made payments. Hence I had a little bit of money on there. I said, oh my God, we'll get you that card. We'll send you a new one. It'll be there in 7 to 10 days. And I thought, well, that's not going to help me. It's Valentine's Day. I'm out of money. This was my card. This was going to get me through the next few days until I have money again. Oh, shit. So I found a few bucks in my purse, and I went back and I thought, okay, just buy one box of candy. Kids can share it. And I did a little bit more budget Valentine shopping. Came home, they had their scavenger hunt, and happy Valentine's Day. They thought it was great. None the wiser. Wouldn't have been any better with an extra bag of candy. And they got through the scavenger hunt, none the wiser that there was going to be twice as much candy. I was kind of glad for that terms of endearment moment where I had to put things back at the grocery store and do a revisit and buy half as much as I was going to. And everybody was happy and they thought it was the best Valentine's morning ever to be had. I'm Nikki Lynn Chase, and this is my podcast, Adult Chicken, and it's about navigating life's unexpected. This is my journey. These are my stories about being a single mom to two special needs kids. I call it Love Month, as I said, because I'm always a little behind in getting things together for little holidays like these. And then also, I think it is the whole entire month. And mine started out really strong. It started out strong by going to the donut shop, which is where I get my coffee in the mornings. And God, it's the most delicious coffee. I love coffee. I love Diet Coke. I love skateboarding. I love my coffee shop. I love my kids. I love so many things that why not celebrate for the entire month of February? And I went to go get my coffee one morning last week, no different than any other. But when I got there, there was this family, and it was three little boys. I think they had to be under the age, all of them, under the age of at least 5, if not 4. Just these little, adorable boys, all wearing matching pajamas, with two beautiful parents, or who I assumed to be their parents. And the eldest boy had Down syndrome. And I had to wait for my coffee. The people at the coffee shop know me. They know what I need. They know to make a fresh pot of coffee. It's the best place in the world in the mornings. I just love it. And it gave me the opportunity to just pause. I paused my whole entire life, and I got to watch the most beautiful display of love. I wanted to pick the parents up and twirl them around and tell them, as I'm watching their little boy with Down syndrome interact with the two typical children. And I'm not sure if I'm keeping up with my PC as far as typical. We used to call them normal kids, and I know that that's not acceptable. And then it begs the question of what's normal, but at the same time, what's typical? I don't know. I don't see that that's any better, worse, whatever, but I believe that that's the correct term. Anyway, as I'm waiting for my pot of coffee, I'm watching the interaction, and the interaction's incredible. It was so pure. It was so loving. And I went through, it was like a quick dream. You know, they say dreams only last a few seconds, but you fit in a whole story. That makes pretty much usually no sense at all. But this one made sense. I revisited my pregnancy with Sandler. I revisited when I was told, I wondered if if this couple had been told that they had a son who was high risk for Down syndrome, or a child that was high risk for Down syndrome. I thought about the place in my life I was at that time. I thought about when I heard the news that it was very likely Sandler. I knew he was a boy, that my son, my unborn child, was going to have Down syndrome. I went home. I didn't want a child with Down syndrome. I didn't want a child with special needs. I didn't want any of it. I wanted a perfect, typical little boy. What I got exceeded my expectations as far as perfect. And that's not every day. I don't feel that way. But most days, most minutes, most hours out of the day, both of my kids have exceeded perfection, and they both have a laundry list of special needs. But I'm looking at this couple, and I revisited the day I was told that Sandler would likely have Down syndrome, and I went home. They gave me a percentage, I think, and it was a high percentage. And I circled it, however it was, I needed a visual, and I wanted to give myself the benefit of the doubt. I wanted to know what the likelihood of him not having Down syndrome would be. So I drew 100 little happy faces and then circled whatever that percentage was. I don't have the little book. I kept all of my notes in, and I wish I did. But that didn't make the cut when we moved out of Colorado. But I remember praying that that wasn't the case. I remember praying right before I had my amniocentesis that he wouldn't have Down syndrome. I remember the conversations that took place. I remember the pain I felt. And I was so curious to know if this couple had known all of those things, if they had kind of experienced something like it. And then as I'm looking at the other faces of the people in the coffee store, I'm seeing that familiar look of them looking at this dynamic, not knowing whether they should pity the situation, because it was very obvious that the child had Down syndrome, and he was wearing glasses like Sandler had for his whole entire childhood from being, I guess Sandler got glasses when I think he was 1. And I wanted to just stand on the counter at the coffee shop, which is also a donut shop, and just yell, everybody, please look at this family and understand they are the luckiest people in the world. They've got these typical boys who are going to learn the pure, genuine, authentic love that comes from a child like this little fellow with Down syndrome. That's not to say when he turns about 12, 13 years old, starts hitting puberty, it usually hits a little earlier in children with Downs, that they're not going to have their challenges, and they're going to have them regardless. But they are so lucky. They are so lucky. And I wondered if, I'm sure because the boy was probably about 4 or 5 years old, they already knew how lucky they were. And they already have hit that point of, I wouldn't change a thing. I think I hit that literally days after I had Sandler. But it just filled my heart with so much love and appreciation for the love that I have received from my kids. And it made me think about all the things I do love. I love that my kids are special needs. I love that my kids have these wonky chromosomes, the chromosomal imbalance. I love that we have found skateboarding, and that's been our lifestyle. I love skate moms, as my sweatshirt says, skater moms, as my sweatshirt says. It just made me love everything, and it made me want to dance around with this couple and just rejoice in the fact that we have children that show us so much love. So after witnessing this family and just inside rejoicing, I thought they'd think I was a little weird if I asked them to skip around with me outside and celebrate the fact that they had a child with Down syndrome, and that we were kind of in this little club together, the love club of how much joy and love these kind of children bring to our lives. So I didn't. But what I did think was, okay, this is Love Month. It's not Valentine's Day. It's Valentine's month. You're going to celebrate it, and you're going to appreciate it every day. Now, been a few hiccups since that day I saw that other family. Fuse was a little short yesterday, but I thought, what better people to have on my show than the two most pure, loving souls that I know, and the two most important loves of my life, and that is Bootsy and Sandler. Bootsy will be on at the end doing the special edition. It's a very special edition today, and Sandler is going to answer all the questions about love. I guarantee you'll have some very interesting answers. Okay. So Sandler.
Yeah.
This week's episode.
Valentine's week.
It is Valentine's week, but you know what I decided to call it?
Yeah.
The month of love.
The month of love.
Yeah. Now you're going to have to go ahead and get off of me. Okay. Do you know why you're on the podcast this week?
Yes. We talk about love. We talk about love.
And why are we talking about love?
Because Valentine week.
Do you think there should be one day dedicated to love, or do you think it should be every day, all year?
Every day and all year long.
Why?
Because you're supposed to be having the best day and the best love day.
Oh, the best love day. Can you elaborate on that?
Of course you do.
No, can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, can you?
Yeah. I can, but you made the statement that every day should be love day, so that's why I want you to elaborate.
Oh, yes, I can.
Elaborate.
Elaborate.
Okay. Okay, can you do that for me then?
How?
Explain to me why you think every day should be love day.
Because everything should be love day. Because when you feel it down, you can call your friend, tell them that you love them.
True. Now, you love a lot. You have a very big heart, right?
Uh-huh.
What do you love the most? Like, what does love? If you picture a big red heart, you've got red on. I've got a heart.
Uh-huh.
What do you picture?
Skateboarding.
Skateboarding. Is
And,
that number one?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And Chucky.
And Chucky, number two.
Uh-huh.
Now, what about your family?
Oh yeah, I love my I love my favorite, but you see, she could be a little annoying.
Your sister.
Yes.
But even if she's annoying you a little bit, you still love her.
Of course, she's my sister. The only beautiful girl I ever have.
The only beautiful girl you've ever had. As a sister. Now, what about your mom?
Oh,
I might be fishing for.
she the other hand, she the best, gorgeous, amazing, lovely, caring mom ever out there, and she good at skating too.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I appreciate that. Now, what do you know about love? When two people love each other, what do you know about that?
So if you can't, you have to, if you have a hard day, or not do anything today, you have to remember God. You have to remember people love you inside the heart.
Oh, that's true. People do love you inside the heart, and it's always good if you're having a down day to remind yourself that there are
a lot of people
that love you. When you grow up, do you think you see yourself in a relationship or getting married? Oh, you do?
Yes.
Well, can you tell me a little bit more about that?
You mean when I get older, I get a girlfriend?
Is that what you want?
Yes.
When you get older, you want a girlfriend? Now, why?
I don't know. Because girlfriends are very easy to take care of.
A girlfriend?
Not mine.
That they sound easy to take care of, or you would like to?
I would like to have one.
You'd like to have one
in my path in my
future.
Go
in the future. That's called the future. The past has already happened, and then you live in the present, and then the future. When do you foresee yourself getting a girlfriend, or when would you like to have one? Is there an age?
When I'm 18.
Oh, 18.
I think 18 is pretty good number to have a good for a girlfriend.
Okay, let's say you get a girlfriend when you're 18.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a girlfriend when I'm 18.
Okay, do you have a type of girl you're looking for?
No, but anyone.
Anyone?
Yeah.
Do you have criteria? Like, do you have qualities you're looking for?
No.
What about, like, if she needs to be kind, or would you like a not so kind one?
No, I like a kind and a nice one.
Yeah, nice is very important. A kind and nice one. Now,
do you want to go for a boyfriend?
Oh, see, when I get older, yes, maybe, maybe when I get older, yes.
What number will you have one?
Well, how old am I?
23.
23-ish. So maybe like
43.
Maybe when I'm 43?
Yes, that would be a good one.
Yeah, okay. And now what do you think, if I were to find a boyfriend, what would you think I would be looking for in a boyfriend?
Younger boyfriend.
A younger boyfriend?
Yes.
Okay. And what would he have certain qualities, or do you have criteria since you're my kid? Would you want to see me with a certain person?
Yes.
Don't name anybody. Just name what you would want them to be like.
I want them to have a swimming pool with a zip line going to the swimming pool.
Okay, that might shrink the pool. That's a phrase. There's that might shrink my options a little bit, which I'm totally cool with. But we
Okay.
need so the criteria: a pool with a zip line.
Uh-huh.
What about their personality?
Oh yes, you have to. If you want bowling or golfing, you have to have one. You have to get one with the personality.
You definitely want one with a personality. My criteria, they would have to be
Nice,
yes
nice, handsome, and cute,
and funny
and funny, and
and
awesome, and good at skating.
awesome. All right. Now, happy Valentine's month. Happy love month. Happy love month, Sandler.
And can we want to talk about Lexie?
Oh, yeah. You know what?
Oh,
Today's special edition.
I got it. Mom.
Okay.
So something very, 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 very sad happened to our family. Not our family, but our friendship. She named Lexie, and she been sick when she was a little kid, when she was born, and she passed away
On
on
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
She was 21.
21, and yeah, very sad.
Very sad. But when we've been talking about Lexie, because we've talked a lot about our friend Lexie, she went to Dream Street camp with Bootsy and Sandler.
And Lucy, that my sister, she in the other room with her dog Kevin,
Yes.
and Lucy know her in longer than me because she went to school with her.
Yeah, they not only went to camp together, they went to school together. And
Oh, hello,
Lexie probably had
the best life I see.
the biggest heart, is
Biggest
what I was
heart.
going to say. And one of her favorite things, in every picture I remember seeing of Lexie,
Yep.
she always did this.
Yeah.
So let's do this for Lexie.
I love you, Lexie.
Love you, Lexie. We know you're watching the Cowboys in heaven. We know that you're going on every ride at Disneyland.
And I know you play a video game.
Oh,
with
yeah.
you.
And playing your Xbox.
Huh?
We love you, Lexie. And Bootsy's going to come on for today's special edition.
Edition. And yeah.
And happy Love Month.
Love month. I hope you have a good love month this year.
Am I still your, this year?
Oh,
Am I
this year.
still, how about Love Year?
Love you.
Am I still your Valentine?
Yes.
I love you.
Love you. See you next episode. Bye.
Here is my other Valentine for Love Year. We're calling it Love Month, Love Year, Love Day, Week of Love. Bootsy.
Today's special edition, I want to talk about my friend Lexie
When did you first meet Lexie?
at Dream Street.
At Dream Street. How old were you? Do you remember?
5.
5. So she was, I think, about 6, maybe almost 7.
Yeah.
But you guys met years ago, and then do you remember what happened after that?
We saw each other at school.
Randomly, because we had moved from the state of Washington, and you ended up in a new school in California. And there we were, the two girls. We showed up, and that was the week they couldn't place you. They didn't know where to place Bootsy, and we finally got her in, and it was her first day of school. And we were on the side of the school, and you tell the story.
She was on a bench sitting.
She's on a bench sitting.
Yeah.
And what did you guys say?
Hi.
Hi. And you acted like it was no big deal. Like, why wouldn't you see each other
Yeah.
at school, right? And I couldn't believe Bootsy knew somebody at her new school because we didn't know anybody. Remember, we didn't know one single person at that school.
Yeah.
Not one person.
Yeah.
And one of your very, very best, closest friends from Dream Street was sitting there on the bench, and they happened to be, were you guys in the same class even?
No.
No, she was a little older than you
Yeah.
by a year or two. But you guys went to school for several years together
Yeah.
and continued to go to
Dream Street.
Dream Street. All right, tell us a little bit about Lexie, because you got to spend both of your best days of your lives together at Dream Street.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear about it.
We take the bus to Dream Street.
Yeah. I think your smile says it all, but for people who can't see your smile because they're listening and tuning in on Apple and Spotify podcasts, why do you have such a big smile?
Because she was my best friend.
And nothing could be better than going to Dream Street, which is a camp where they fulfill people's dreams, kids' dreams, for an entire week. Mm-hmm. And you got to go to Dream Street with your best friend.
Yeah.
And you would always ride the bus together.
Yeah.
And tell us what you guys did at Dream Street, because I don't even know. I never got to go.
There was a pool, a snack shack, candy, horseback riding.
And I feel like you guys might have eaten chili cheese fries together.
Yes, Mom.
Okay. Now, Lexie was a beautiful, special, amazing, ginormous hearted human being.
Yeah.
And we knew her for a very long time. And Lexie was a warrior. Lexie battled cancer from the time I believe she was 3 years old.
Yeah.
And she was probably one of the strongest people I think we have ever known.
Yeah.
Certainly one of the toughest cookies around. And is there anything you want to say to Lexie?
To my dear friend Lexie, she died on Valentine's Day. Dream big.
Love you, Lexie.
Love you.
Please tune in next week for an episode all about, what should I talk about next week?
No money.
Oh, about all the money we don't have?
Yes.
But we get by. We figure out how to be resourceful, right?
Yeah.
You've been working. You've been walking the dog next door, so you can afford dog food for your dog. Why do you have this sweatshirt on?
I love Kevin.
Oh, and it's Valentine's week.
Yeah.
Okay. Please tune in next week for an episode all about not having any money. Please like, follow, share, and subscribe. You can find Adult Chicken at YouTube, Adult Chicken, adultchicken.com, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, Adult Chicken, and Instagram, adult_chicken. I love you, Bootsy.
Yeah, I love you too, Mommy.
Mwah.